I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're following all of what's happened the last few days, it's kind of baffling just how much of Black Ops 6's multiplayer has leaked already. Like, this might be the most substantial leak that we've seen in as long as I can remember when it comes down to newly leaked gameplay, and still a month out from when it's supposed to be revealed and playable in a beta state. So while the same rules apply with our discussion here today, can't showcase the footage directly, but anything that is still up that can be found, I'll try and put in the description below. But today I wanted to take some time to talk about a handful of features, both brand new and returning, that we've seen and learned about explicitly through this gameplay in the last 72 hours or so. So drop your thoughts as we go along. What feature are you most intrigued by? Not necessarily excited for? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more Black Ops 6 coverage and breakdowns. It's a busy month upcoming, leading up to COD next, then the worldwide reveal for multiplayer alongside the beta shortly after. Plus, we've got a lot more to go in depth out of with what we've seen already leaked so far. So I'd love to have in the community. For now though, let's get into it. Starting with brand new features here with this. One of the big things coming out of the gameplay that we've seen exemplified quite a bit is the combat specialty. It's one thing to talk about it from what we saw revealed back at the Black Ops 6 Direct, but we also ended up seeing this in practice throughout these gameplay leaks the past few days. Of course, combat specialty is something you get for equipping 3 perks of the same combat specialty category: Enforcer, Recon, or Strategist, kind of like your prior perks 1, 2, and 3. Equipping 3 of those same 3 categories will give a combat specialty bonus. So like a 4th perk that offers more things, and in some cases, more than just one on top of that. The Enforcer, of course, allows players a temporary movement buff and health regeneration when killing an enemy. Recon, enemies can be seen through walls for a short period of time after respawn, with a HUD edge indicator flashing when enemies are outside your point of view, and you can leave no death skulls when killing enemies. And then Strategist is something that offers bonus score for objectives and destroying enemy content, where you can also see enemy content through walls for a short distance and deploy equipment and field upgrades faster. So of course, those are something we've talked about before, but it's actually exemplified, and you see those sort of HUD icons and the actual benefits real time as opposed to just seeing it described to you. One thing that as of today made some headlines was the human shield interaction with this. This is something that looks to be sort of locational and proximity based, similar to what you'd see like triggering an execution in Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 right now. But with this, it gives the prompt or option to then take that player sort of hostage and use them as a shield for incoming fire. Now, it also appears that if you do this, there is going to be a set timer for how long you can use that player as a human shield. You're not going to be able to just walk around with them forever, and that makes sense, because if you are a player that ends up getting taken hostage like that, obviously it's no fun to be entirely out of the fight, especially if that enemy starts to go on a kill streak. Like, you can imagine just being entirely useless, not being able to do anything for like 2 minutes at a time if somebody went on a huge streak. It'd be kind of funny, but not going to happen. When it comes down to the HUD, we saw a couple of new features that were introduced, first of which is a sort of Scorestreak visual countdown on the remaining time left for something like a UAV, something that ends up having some sort of amount of time associated with it, not like a Hellstorm or anything where it's a single-use item and then it's done. But for this, as we'll mention again in a second, for reference, the images that you'll see on screen are mock recreations, but not actual screenshots from the game. Again, those actual screenshots and footage is subject to DMCA takedown, but mock recreations to represent the changes that are likely to be available on offer with the HUD customization, with these HUD and icon changes come Black Ops 6. But this new little quality of life feature will visibly show, say, for example, your UAV unhighlighting as it's reduced. As time passes, the sort of active highlight will slowly disappear. It's very small, like super minor, but a great quality of life change, I personally think. We had this kind of thing introduced with the cooldowns of streaks in Black Ops Cold War, but not seen in any sort of active fashion, showcasing how much time is left on that streak that you're using. Next, let's talk about some HUD layouts. Again, one of the big things that was marketed for this was that we'd have some sort of customizable HUD options available in Black Ops 6. Though at the time of the Black Ops 6 Direct, it was not mentioned how many there would be come the beta and the full launch. I don't even think it was something that was mentioned in our presentation that Treyarch gave creators and press a couple of days before that. But one of the first interesting changes is that when you go into your settings to actually adjust these kind of things, it actually takes you back to a sort of sub menu actually in game, not the overlaid UI for settings you'd normally see by changing any other setting in the game. And again, for reference, these are mock recreations, not actual screenshots. So bear that in mind. But you end up having the option for 10 different preset layouts for how your HUD can be placed around your screen in Black Ops 6. You of course have the default with a minimap in the upper left corner, compass around it, score below, ammo and such to the bottom right. You also have the option for the minimap to be in the bottom left, where the minimap is where that's said. The minimap, score, and health are all in that bottom left. Ammo is then to the bottom right. Flipped is going to be a mirror of the default version, where you of course then have the minimap in the upper right corner, score below that, ammo and such in the bottom left, but you also end up seeing that this introduces the compass in the upper middle, the very top of your HUD. Focused then offers ammo and equipment in that top lower third of the HUD with the minimap underneath it, a kind of condensed nature of it, that compass still in the upper middle. Dot Hunter ends up introducing health in the upper left, score and the time in the lower left, the minimap in the lower middle, ammo in the standard location. Immersive was a setting that was locked, so we don't know what that is going to entail. High visibility just essentially enlarges that minimap, but score, health, ammo, all of that other stuff is in the standard positions, and you have that compass in the upper middle. Legacy was a sort of standard setting, but instead you end up having that equipment of your lethals, tacticals, and field upgrade in the middle rather than in the right as the normal default with Black Ops 6. Modern Warfare just made that minimap in a sort of square layout, and then Streamer was locked as well. Beyond that, with other HUD adjustments, color and minimap settings also seem to be in that in-game overlay, where you can change the colors of your icons and such like that. But the ability to change this kind of stuff around is going to offer some nice customization for a various number of players. Talking about in-game UI, the kill feed actually has chain icons here at this, where double kills and more will have a yellow marker for your multi-kills, blue for your teammates, and red for enemies, but only if they're in back-to-back cases. So like if you get a kill followed immediately by another one, there will be something that chains together those in the kill feed HUD right now. But if there's a kill in between those, you don't end up getting that sort of chain marker. Another new feature is that potential of a Warzone mastery camo. This one's a little bit of assumption, but from the menus that we've ended up seeing already leaked, we ended up seeing that we have the options for camos from Black Ops 6 multiplayer, zombies, and then Warzone as well. So if that is something that is just placeholder or actually something that leads to a mastery grind in Warzone, we'll have to wait and see, but that's something that could potentially be brand new. But as of right now, out of this leaked footage, it looks like it's a new feature. Then, in terms of camos, the favorite camo option is something that we talked about, but is a great feature, I think. I'm really looking forward to this. Just like having the ability to set your favorite calling cards and such in the game right now, camos also seem to be getting this feature. And it'll allow you to navigate quickly to your favorites through hundreds of different camos, assuming the layout of the camos is all the same. Probably about like 300 to 500 by the year ends with Black Ops 6, going into, theoretically, Black Ops 7. But some new gameplay features we've seen as of these leaks. Now, to round out the video, a few returning things. One big one I love is custom reticles is returning, or so it seems based off of the leaked menu footage. I've absolutely hated that the last 2 years, different red dots or something had to be acquired, not only one through a shop bundle or something on specific attachments, but they weren't interchangeable at all. You had to use a skin of a certain attachment to end up using that. So it just didn't offer sort of any actual customization for how you'd want to handle it, which was a big bummer, I think. So nice to have this back. The emote wheel, gestures, and sprays are going to be returning, those being something that offer up a bit more customization. Unfortunately, also probably leans into the fact that we're going to likely see these as filler items in the battle pass, in shop bundles, stuff like that, but that's something that is going to be returning as well. Weapon inspects are also a part of that emote wheel and the sort of gestures on offer. So that'll be something that if you are somebody like me that likes to get weapon screenshots, that's a good way to help you out as well. You're going to be able to use all that kind of stuff in the winner's circle and as well featured best plays. So those are two things that are returning here from prior Call of Duty titles into Black Ops 6. The firing range, of course, is going to be making a return. Fingers crossed it's something that's a bit more in depth and can offer a bit more sort of warm-up potential, or offers just a bit more depth than what we have right now with a singular lane with 3 dummy targets. That's just me. And then attackers mentioned on the death screens is something that is returning. I know some people are kind of hard set on their thoughts on that. Some people love it, some people hate it, but that is something that in-game is going to be showcased as well. based off of what we've seen so far from Black Ops 6. So you're seeing a lot of these sort of amalgamations of a lot of the quality of life features, UI, and gameplay adjustments that we've seen in the last 2 years with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 built on the same engine, but taking a lot of the best parts of prior Black Ops games or features that people seem to have enjoyed or maybe not enjoyed, but something that Treyarch has kind of concocted this a little bit of everything from every one of the last couple of games here. So just want to take some time to take a look at some of these new and returning features from the gameplay that we've seen thus far. We, of course, will have more stuff breaking down a lot of the leaks here because it's truly insane to me how much we're seeing leak out from this multiplayer experience and what appears to be just the beta build of the game upcoming, but on a PlayStation 4 application, so it doesn't look the best that it will here once we get hands-on with current gen and PC versions later on at the end of the month with the actual beta itself. But that said, that is where we're going to wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of these features, both new and returning? Anything in particular that strikes your fancy? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so it's a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 6. We have a very, very busy month upcoming, leading up to the multiplayer reveal and the beta to follow. So stay here on the channel. I'd love to have in the community for all the coverage. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.